Welcome to Vikings basketball with head coach Jase Coburn as the Portland State Vikings are home again this weekend. Portland State takes on Sacramento State Saturday at 4 p.m. And then on Monday, first place Eastern Washington comes to town. That is a 7 p.m. contest. The Vikings, in the middle of a 4-game homestand, won their first 2 games last week, beating Montana and Montana State. Coach, we'll touch on those games for just a moment. It was a great week for Viking basketball last week. Getting a couple wins. Portland State now 13-8 on the season, 7-1 right here at home. There were some changes last week. So Portland State goes into a game with Montana, some changes, come away with a big victory, 72-46. Maybe describe a little bit about what you did differently last week and how it worked out for the Vikings.
Yeah, we just felt like we needed to make some changes to a couple different things with maybe some strategic things and with our rotations and stuff like that. So we just felt like it was a good time to do it. But all the credit in the world to our players. We had 3 practices to implement all those changes, and they came out and executed it on Thursday night to the best of their ability, and it really worked out. So very proud of the guys for being able to pull that off.
All right, and we saw some full court pressure against Montana. Was that a way to maybe create a little more tempo, a style that your team probably plays better at, and how did that work out? Yeah,
I mean, we looked at things that we needed to improve on, and we also felt like with the opponents coming up that it was the right time to do it. So, it all worked out fortunately for us, and we'll see where that goes. But at the same time, like you said, all the credit to our players for being able to execute that out.
All right, and on Saturday night, the Vikings beat Montana State in a comeback that you had to see to believe. Just an amazing rally down the stretch, 11 straight points in the final minute, a 24-6 run to end the game, and a lot of exciting dunks, great three-point shooting. Coach, describe the feeling, because the Vikings looked just about done, trailing 85-70. Describe the feeling of that comeback and how your team persevered and got through it.
Yeah, I mean, our team is a very mentally tough team. I don't think there's ever a situation where we're going to give up. We're going to play hard until the buzzer rings at the very end. So really proud of the guys for being able to, fight through, that comeback and make our own breaks. And obviously it was Strict City night, so that was a lot of fun, and being able to do that on that night. And it was. The atmosphere in the Viking Pavilion was electric. I mean, there was a great atmosphere that night, and we really appreciate all the fans coming out and supporting us.
All right, and really we saw some inspired play. As you said, you made a few rotation changes. We've seen Isaiah Kirby get a lot more minutes. He's played great, had a career-high 20 in that game. KJ Allen had been out. He got back into the lineup, career-high 26 in that game. Great play from Isaiah Johnson, Bobby Harvey. You can go right down the list. Maybe talk a little bit about what some of those guys are providing for you and the difference they're making on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, those guys have always been ready to play, and I feel very confident in any of our players really to get out there and perform. So, obviously really proud of the guys that were able to step up and contribute over the last couple weeks. And I mean, Kirby's always been ready. Anytime I feel like we go to him, he's always ready. And, I couldn't be more proud of him for the effort that he's given us over the last 2 seasons. And then same with the other guys too, being ready to step up. And that's a big part of it, is the mental part, being ready to step up into roles. And those guys were all ready.
And the thing I think I love the most about it, Isaiah Kirby, a guy who has a great ability to get into the lane and pull up and shoot a short jump shot, a mid-range jump shot, something you don't see a lot in basketball anymore. The lost art of the mid-range jump shot. And then KJ Allen stepping out, and he went 4 for 4 from three-point range against Montana State alone. Those 2 guys delivering maybe some elements that teams aren't expecting.
We're out here in practice every single day, and we see how much they work outside of practice and all that stuff. So when they take good shots, we're very comfortable with those guys shooting those shots, because we see what goes on every single day. So when they're open, they need to shoot it, and that's not just them. I mean, it's other guys too that we see the work that they put in every single day, and we see what happens in practice against in live competition. So they know the shots that they're supposed to take, they're capable of making. So if people play them that way, then yeah, I mean, they're going to make them.
All right. Let's take a look at this weekend. Sacramento State on Saturday, 4 p.m., a game you can see on ESPN+. Come out here to the Pavilion. We've had great crowds, a lot of excitement, a lot of noise. Coach, Sacramento State, a team transitioning. They have a lot of new personnel this year, and right now they're down in the lower part of the conference, so they want to make a move up the conference. They're a team that has traditionally controlled tempo and maybe given the Vikings a little trouble. I know last year they swept the series against Portland State, so probably a team you want to get the tempo going your way.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Sac State's always going to play hard. Coach Patrick does a really good job of coaching those guys up and getting his teams to play hard. And so, in Big Sky play, anybody can beat anybody. And I've said this multiple times, like, you have to play well to win. It doesn't matter if you're at home, on the road, who you're playing the best team, the team at the bottom, it doesn't even matter. Like, any team can beat any team in this league. And that's what makes the Big Sky great, is that, every single night you never know what's going to happen. And so we'll be ready to play. We know that they're a very talented team, but we'll be ready to play.
Eastern Washington coming into the Pavilion on Monday night. The Eagles 7-0. They will be in first place because they have a little cushion in the Big Sky standings. Courtesy of the Vikings, Portland State knocking off two teams last week, Montana and Montana State, that were both in second place at the time of the game. Coach, the Vikings had a little bit of a rough go up in Cheney against them a month ago. I know you want to change that narrative. But a very talented team. They have great length, especially on the perimeter, and great shooters.
Yeah, I mean, Eastern for the last 2 years has been really, really good. Dave Riley's done a really good job of coaching their team, and they got a lot of really good talent, and they play really well within their system. And it's definitely a program that we really respect. And we know that we need to play well to win that night, and we have to give our best effort when we play them. And I mean, like I said, their players are very talented, and they fit within it. And they've been rolling. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And they had a hard non-conference schedule, and it's really helped them for conference play. And but we know we're going to need to give our best effort that night.
All right. And speaking of shooting, the Vikings come off their two best shooting games in the Big Sky Conference. Really shot it well last week, particularly from three-point range. 26 combined three-pointers in the two games. Shot 53%. Coach, the team looks like it has its confidence back. How do you just keep that rolling?
Yeah, I mean, we just have to stay within ourselves, continue to take good shots, open shots, and just keep the ball moving and play as a connected team. I mean, there's certain things that we've done over the last week that I think has freed up some guys to get them even more open. So, we just need to continue on down that path, and if we need to make adjustments along the way, we'll do it.
All right. The Vikings right here, 2-0 last week in a great environment. Expect another great environment this weekend, Saturday, Sacramento State, 4 p.m., Monday, Eastern Washington, 7 p.m., right here at the Viking Pavilion. Portland State will try to make it a clean sweep of 4 straight at home and continue their rise in the Big Sky Conference. For all your information on Vikings basketball, go to GoVikes.com.